This episode brought to you by AnimeCourtyard.com. For gaming news, anime, and much more, go to www.animecourtyard.com.
Bayonetta.
Hello everybody, this is Adam with Transparency Pro, the Game Machine, bringing you another episode of, the Game Machine. So, let's talk about magic. Magic brings all kinds of happiness to the world. You say magic isn't real? Well, let me tell you something. Magic is having guns on your hands and legs, or chainsaws on your hands and legs. But you say, how can this be possible? Well, all things are possible when you play Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. That's right. Platinum Games' magna opus, whatever the heck that means, has finally arrived on the Wii U. So find out if this game is really magical and mythical and magical. I was trying to combine magical and amazing, didn't work. Or if you should avoid it. Find out in this episode of The Game Machine. It starts now. Magic. Ooh, 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 ooh.
At least your lot still knows how to make an entrance.
The seductive Black Witch is back in another adventure in Bayonetta 2, and if you've played the original, then you can expect a wild, action-packed thrill ride of some otherworldly butt-kicking. The game starts out with Bayonetta doing a little holiday shopping when she's attacked, and in the midst of the chaos, her friend Jean's soul gets literally dragged into hell. It is up to Bayonetta to get her dear Umbran Witch sister back. Along the way, you will find out that there's maybe a little bit more going on, and you run into this weird British kid with dreadlocks who says loves a lot.
Nope. Nothing comes to mind, love. Sorry. Come on, love. Not a clue, love. An express pass. Right, love?
Now, that's no way to talk to a lady. No wonder your guardian angels are trying to give you a good spanking.
Whatever, love.
Paradiso and Inferno all stand in your way. And I definitely recommend you play the first game before you play this. And, lucky for you, if you buy a physical copy, you get the first game with it free. This story is definitely crazy and over the top, especially some of the cutscenes. While you may find some of the supporting cast a little annoying, I found most of them charming in some small way. Even Goldilocks over here.
Whatever, love.
Sometimes the action will slow down for a bit of exposition, but it all furthers the plot in Bayonetta 2. Will not be the most amazing story, but it is definitely an action-packed thrill ride that you will enjoy till the very end. Also to mention, in the cutscenes there are some quick-time events, but I feel that they actually add to the game, not subtract from it. Especially seeing some of the crazy stuff that happens, it makes you feel like you're actually a part of it. And, not once during the whole thing did I listen to the characters and go, oh my gosh, shut up, quit talking. No, I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a popcorn action flick. In video game form. Basically, Bayonetta 2 is Die Hard in video game form because, well, one thing, it takes place on Christmas, technically making it a Christmas game, kind of like Die Hard's a Christmas film. Any arguments against this is totally invalid. Totally. Now I know some of you may be expecting me to say, well, it looks great for a Wii U game. No. I will say Bayonetta 2 looks like a great looking game. Period. The environments are amazing to look at. You have some heavenly landscapes and some hellish wastelands. I love the look of all the characters, and the game runs smoothly at a buttery, delicious, smooth 60 frames per second and rarely slows down. It only happened a few times, but I did notice there was a little bit of slowdown, but for the most part, the game runs really well. The first stage, you fight on top of a jet, flying across a city while everything around you is crumbling down, and yet Bayonetta 2 doesn't skip a beat. Also, this soundtrack has some really catchy tunes, and don't be surprised if it gets stuck in your head. Not only is Bayonetta 2 a looker of a game, it sounds just as good as it looks. It's a knockout.
Let's try out this piece.
Bayonetta 2 is not only stylish, but it has all the right moves. We already mentioned that the game runs at 60 frames a second, and yeah, I know, it might be sacrilegious to say it, but, not all games really need to be 60 frames a second. It's nice, but not really required. I mean, action games and fighting games really benefit from it because it helps make everything feel so much smoother when it comes to the reactive combat. And one thing about Bayonetta 2 I can say is that it has smooth, reactive combat. Throughout the game, you can collect records that will allow you to unlock all kinds of cool weapons, such as a bow, twin swords, and a freaking chainsaw on your hands and feet? Oh my gosh, Platinum Games, you know how to win a girl like me over. On top of unlocking weapons, you have a shop where you can spend money on items and accessories and stuff to make Bayonetta stronger. And you will need all the help you can get, as the enemies in Bayonetta 2 are going to give you one heck of a fight. Though I did notice the difficulty on normal feels a little easier than the original Bayonetta, but you can actually go up to the third climax and even unlock harder difficulties. And it really helps to replay this game, especially since you're going to need money for unlockables and things like that. Speaking of which, you actually have a few tricks in battle to help you win against your foes. Witch time is back from the original Bayonetta. Dodge your enemies at just the right time, and you can get a few free extra hits. And this mechanic is not only helpful, but it's pretty much required to beat the game. A new mechanic called Umbran Climax will allow you to use your magic meter to unleash really powerful, devastating attacks like phantom punches and summoning monsters. Also returning is the torture attack and counterattacks from the original, which are stylish ways to either finish off your foes or deal really heavy damage. There are a few breaks in the combat, such as a mission where you fight in a mech. Alright, robots, giant robots, okay. Chainsaw arms, game of the year. Alright, I'm looking at it. But there's also one other thing I don't want to mention because it's so spoilers, but let's say it this way, if you're an old school Sega fan, you're really going to appreciate one of the near-the-end missions. It's really great. Oh, and if you're a Nintendo fan, well, there's some other unlockables. You can actually play as Nintendo characters. You want to dress Bayonetta up as Link, or Samus, or even Fox McCloud? You can do that in Princess Peach and Daisy too. Yep, and they also have their own special moves and abilities. There's also a mode called Tag Climax, which is basically a co-op mode. It's a battle mode where you and another person fight a bunch of enemies and see who can get the highest score, and you can wager your halos, but the one downside to it is that there's no couch co-op, and this would be perfect, as finding people online to play is a little hard. You can get a CPU, but why not have an actual person next to you? I feel like that's just such a missed opportunity on that. But in all honesty though, I really have very few complaints about the game. I mean, the game is just so buttery smooth, and the story is just crazy, over the top, fun. The characters, the music, the setting, the graphics, just everything comes together really well. And I know that there's going to be some people out there who are going to be like, this is on Nintendo, why did it be on, I can't get it on Xbox and PlayStation. Well, look, because Sega and Platinum tried really hard to go out there and find some way to get funding to make this happen, and only Nintendo stepped in. No one else wanted to take this game. So realize, without Nintendo, we would have never had this game. Plus, the Wii U's got a ton of great games out on it already, and more coming out. So really, if you're on the fence and you really want some good games, you might want to think about picking up a Wii U. On top of that, the physical version comes with the first game, so you get two for the price of one. It's pretty darn good. So guys, let me know what you think. Are you enjoying Bayonetta 2? Are you planning on getting Bayonetta 2? What do you think about the first Bayonetta? Let me know in the comments below, and I want to thank you guys for watching another review here, and I'm going to work on more at some point. So, my thoughts on Bayonetta 2, worth picking up if you love action games. Just pick it up. It's one of the best games this year. Seriously. So until next time, game on.